What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the FallenRedZeo Show. I'm back with more Star Wars Black Series figures, and this time we have Wave 38, which has a bunch of Mandalorian figures. So in this wave, we got the armor, which we've already done before, so we won't be doing her again in this video. This was just included in the wave. But then we've got Queel, Greef Karga, Moff Gideon, and then from Rise of Skywalker, we have the Dark Side Rey. So she looks really weird there. But I'm excited to check the rest of these figures out. So we mainly just have the 4 here. Like I said, the armor we've already had, but the rest of them look pretty cool, and it's awesome to get 3 more characters for our Mandalorian collection. And of course, they have the artwork on them and everything. So for these especially, have the artwork for the Mandalorian, has the Mandalorian down there, and on the back it's number 6 of the set. And then of course we have the picture of that on the side, so we could take these and stick them together. Of course they're probably in the wrong order, but you do, you know, that sort of thing. But as I said, I'm excited to check these figures out, so let me go ahead and get them open and we'll check them out together. So we're starting off with Queel here, and he looks pretty great. So he is our male Ugnaught that helps Mando on our Vala 7, and it looks pretty good. So it does look like an Ugnaught, so he is of much shorter stature, and he has the Ugnaught face, so we got the face there. It's kind of like piggish and stuff, so it's like the pig nose, has like the jowls coming down that kind of droop down there a little bit of his mouth, and then has some hair, so has like a little mustache, and then some additional hair coming out like right under his eye, which is weird. Then he has his little hat on, so he has like a little aviator hat with some goggles on, and the hat actually does come off, so you can see some of his hair and ears there, so that's pretty cool. Then we have his outfit, so he has like a little scarf on here where it goes away around to the back till we have a backpack on there, brown shirt with some darker brown gloves, and a reddish brown shirt on over top, belt on with some pockets there, nice silver buckle. Then we got some tan pants going down into some darker brown boots. So it just looks pretty great. And as we've seen with like Tatooine and stuff, with people that live out in the desert, they tend to wear a lot more of brownish colors. So Queel here is not much different. But for his movements, those head there can twist all the way around. He can look down and look up, so a little bit of movements there in the neck. Shoulders can come up to 90 degrees there and can rotate all the way around. We've got a single elbow joint that bends up to 90 degrees there and has a rotation. Then we got the wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth. We have Zab Crunch right at the belt there, so you can crunch back and forth just a little bit and can twist side to side. His legs come up there a little bit under 90 degrees to the front, out to the side that far pretty decent. He has a thigh twist around in there. Then we get his single knee joint that bends up to 90 degrees there and has the rotation. And then the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So overall, I think he looks pretty great. It's one of our first Ugnaughts, at least in the Black Series, so that's awesome. And I think it's pretty good, but just with him being from the Mandalorian stuff, I think he does look a little bit boring, you know, just in the all brown. Not the most dynamic looking character. And then for accessories, he just comes with a gun here. So just this little gun here. Of course, all in brown, has the strap on it. It has a big fat handle here, so it'll be interesting to see how he can get into his hands. Let me try it out. So yeah, it's a little too big, and so it won't fit into his hand that well. So you can see like it can't even get his finger around to like the trigger and stuff. So you can't really put it in his hand like he's going to be shooting it and everything. So that's a little bit disappointing, but we don't really see him use it too much. So mostly you can just take and kind of put it up around on his shoulder or something. So he's just carrying it along there with him. So it's just kind of up on his shoulder like that. Is probably the best thing to do with Queel. So as I said, it is a great looking figure. No real issues with that. It just, there's something about it that just doesn't seem like great to me. Like he just doesn't have the best look to him. This isn't like a diehard figure or just like the best figure ever or anything. It just, he seems a little bland or boring to me, but that's just my opinion, and I have spoken. And next up we have Greef Karga, and he looks pretty good here. So Carl Weathers' character. So there we have his face, and you can kind of see, I don't think it looks that great. It obviously has that face printing, so it's all shiny, so you don't really get to see the looks of him too much just because there's like so much reflection off the face. But overall, I don't think it looks too bad. I think it looks pretty close to Carl Weathers, so not too bad. Like I said, I just wish they could get some of that shiny to go with, because that's like the worst part about it. But overall, it looks pretty great. So he's in his all brown outfits again, just like Queel, all brown. So we got tan arms, dark brown suit that pretty much goes all the way down. Has a little bit of a red tint to it, so it's like a little bit of a maroon. But then he has this cape on that goes over his one shoulder, and it's kind of held on there by the one bandolier. Some dark brown, almost blackish gloves with some lighter brown there at the top of it. Belt there around his waist with some nice medallion there in the center, and 2 thigh holsters. And then he's just got some brown boots on his feet there. So again, another good looking character, just in the all brown once again. But for his movements, his head can twist all the way around. He can look down and look up, so good movements in there. We got the shoulders that come up 90 degrees and can rotate around within there. We got the single elbow joint that bends to 90 degrees and has the rotation. And we got the wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth. Ab crunch right in the waist, so it can rock back and forth there and can twist all the way around. Got the thighs that come up to 90 degrees, out to the side, that far thigh twist up in there. A single knee joint that bends to 90 degrees and has the rotation. And then the foot flexes back and forth and can twist twist side to side. And for Greef Karga, we do get his dual blasters that he uses, so we can put him in the holster, but I'm gonna go ahead and put him in his hands. So he looks awesome there with the dual guns. And again, another good looking figure. I just wish they would take some of that shininess away from his face. And I hope they end up doing a season 2 one, because I liked his outfit more from season 2 than I do season 1 here. So that'll be awesome whenever they do make that version. And our next figure is Moff Gideon, and he looks great here. Of course, it looks just like him. And again, this is a better looking figure just because he does have more of that dynamic to him with all the blacks and the reds there. Just makes him look a little bit better compared to the other two in just the all brown, but looks pretty great. So there we got the face of Giancarlo Esposito. Looks pretty great there. It's almost identical to him in the show. Doesn't have as much of the shininess as the Greef Karga did, so I think he looks much better overall. So we got his hair slicked back there to the back. Nice little pencil mustache. So just looks pretty great in the face there. And then we got his outfit. So he is an Imperial officer, and as his name says, a Moff, so he does have like that Imperial outfit on under there in the all black. I like how he has like the belt on with the red and then the red going down the arm, but then he has some armor pieces, so like black stormtrooper armor, so he has the shoulder pads and the chest piece there, and then just the black outfit all the way down, and then he's got the black boots, and then he has a black cape as well that just pops in the back and is red underneath, so it helps stick out there underneath. But for his movements, his head can twist all the way around. He can look down and look up. Not a whole lot of movement in the neck. I don't know if it's just a stiff neck or what's going on, but I don't get a whole lot of movement in there. The shoulders can come up to 90 degrees and rotate all the way around, and he does have shoulder pads attached to his shoulder, and it is a little bit softer, so it can get out of the way a little bit, but I'm sure it would easily just pop right off. Then we got the single elbow joint that bends to over 90 degrees there and has the rotation, and then the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. Ab crunch right on their chest armor there, so it can rock back and forth there and twist all the way around. His legs can come up to 90 degrees there, out to the side that far. He has a thigh twist around in there, a single knee joint that bends up to 90 degrees and has the rotation, and the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So he's a great looking figure and have no real issues. He comes with some accessories though, so we get a blaster pistol that we see him have in the show, and so I'll go ahead and just stick this right into the holster. But then the coolest part about him is that he comes with the Dark Saber. So this is our first Dark Saber, I believe, at least in the Black series, and this looks awesome. They did a good job, it looks like, with the build overall. Looks pretty good and decent, so it looks very awesome there. So we'll go ahead and pop this in his hand. So there I got Moff Gideon with the Dark Saber, and he looks awesome there. Of course, he has the Dark Saber until Mando ends up taking it from him in season 2, but that looks pretty awesome, and again, another great figure. I really enjoy the look of this overall, so this is definitely one of the best figures out of the set so far. And the last figure we're looking at today is the Dark Side Rey, and so she looks pretty good, I guess you could say. Like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. I wish there was some changes with it, but I still think she looks pretty decent overall. So we have Rey underneath, so it's obviously Daisy Ridley's face. Again, has that real shininess to it, but still looks pretty close to her. We've already had the Rey from Rise of Skywalker, so she's going to look exactly like that, but then she's in the all black outfit, so I like the way it's designed, so it's all black, so it has the hood up there, and I like just the lines into it and stuff that goes all the way up throughout, so it goes all the way down her body. Then we got her like dress skirt here that goes all the way down to her feet, and then underneath we even have on her legs that same detail of just like all the lines or wrappings or whatever they are. Just look great. Nice belt there around her waist, and then on her hand she does have a ring, and then on the back she has a cape hanging down, which this is a cloth material, where the rest of it is all plastic, so it's got this, you know, heavy thicker plastic that's kind of in the way. But the thing I really don't like about it is the hood, just how much the hood like sticks up and then it doesn't move with the figure or anything. So like when trying to do her movements, you can't really move her face without like doing it like this, so trying to get it moved or with like your finger or whatever. So we have a little bit of movement there in the neck. Again, it's just as much as you can move it there. The shoulders do come up to 90 degrees, and it does have a little bit of a butterfly joint there, so that's pretty cool, and of course can rotate all the way around. Got the single elbow joint that bends to 90 degrees and has the rotation, and then we get the wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth. Ab crunch right at the belt, so we can crunch back and forth and can twist around in there. Then if we move the dress out of the way, we get to her legs, where legs can come up 90 degrees out to the side that far. Got a thigh twist around in there, a single knee joint that bends to 90 degrees and has the rotation, and then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So overall, she's not the best figure, just with some limitations of the outfit and everything, but she stands up really easily, probably with the stiff dress at the bottom helping her stand up and everything. But like I said, not the best looking thing, but she has some tinge of coolness to her, but not the best looking figure ever. But what makes her even cooler is that she comes with the double bladed lightsaber. So we get this awesome double blade lightsaber that actually swings open, like we see her swing it open in the movie. So we have pretty much like Darth Maul's lightsaber, but I just like the hinge in the middle, so you can have just like this little close together dual bladed lightsaber, or you can swing it open and have this double bladed thing. So that's awesome. So let me see if I can try and get this in her hand. So there's about the best I can do to get her to hold it like that, and it does split apart right at the little swing part there, so you can split it apart to make it a little bit easier to get it into her hand, and I think that looks pretty great there. She definitely definitely looks much better with that double blade lightsaber. Just makes you look so much cooler. So that is pretty awesome there for the Dark Side Rey. So there we got our Star Wars Black Series Wave 38 figures all open and posed up, and I think they all look pretty great. And as I pointed out at the beginning, most of this set does feature the Mandalorian characters. We've got Queel, Greef Karga, and Moff Gideon, but then they also threw that Dark Side Rey in here as well, which again I think does look pretty cool, especially when you get that lightsaber in her hand. And then we also had the armor, but we've already had her. So I think it's a good looking set. Not my favorite ever. Like, I just feel the characters are a little bit boring just with their looks and everything. So I feel they could have thrown some other characters in here just to kind of spruce it up a little bit with looks. But overall, all the figures themselves do look pretty great. But let me know what you thought of this wave down in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed my review, please leave a thumbs up. I want to thank you all for watching. If you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button. But I hope you stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.